Hey, this is Liz Bentley, and today I want to talk about decision making from a gut and instinct place. Last week we talked about people who like to make decisions from a mindset of logic and fact, and today we're talking about the mindset of gut and instinct in decision making. And most of us fall on one side or the other. As I said last week, we have a tendency to want to believe that we can do both, but many of us have a comfort zone in one space or the other. So for gut and instinct people, the strength of this quality is that they're really good at seeing the intangibles. They're really good at seeing nuance and having feelings and connecting to different emotions around how to make a decision to go in a certain direction. They even can be pulling in facts. The thing about gut and instinct people is they often don't remember all of the specifics. They're not big on the details, but it doesn't really matter because all of the different facts that they have picked up and feelings that they have picked up have given them a reason to go in one direction, and often that direction can be good if it's working for them. And they found in their life that usually it does work for them, and that's why they lean into this skill again and again and again. The weakness of this is that sometimes they move too fast. They don't spend enough time doing their real research or really formulating the opinion because they're so used to just getting a feeling and going. They often might lean into it too quickly and then, have to self-correct and correct the situation. The other thing about it that's interesting is that they can put too much emotion into the decision making and not enough facts and not pull themselves out enough to really more objectively look at everything. As I said last week, look, there's emotion in everything, but you want to measure the emotion in and bring in a lot more of the facts and logic to just make sure that your emotion is backed up. Another area that can be a real weakness is they have a hard time sometimes getting buy-in on their decisions because they can't remember all the things that got them there. They just know this is the way they want to go, but they can't then argue that point to others and say, well, here's why this is the best way, because they can't remember all the things that got them to that place. And often that's because those facts don't need them to make the decision. The thing is, others need them to make sense of it, okay? So the danger with gut and instinct people is a lot of times they lose trust with people and people don't trust their decision-making process. They might see a good track record, but they're looking at them and saying, you're just very emotional in the way you go at this. It doesn't make any sense to me. And the gut and instinct people have a hard time settling down long enough to make that compelling argument for others to get on board. So here's the thing. If you're one of those gut and instinct people, it's great, lean into that strength, but be really careful that you're measured and that you slow yourself down enough to make sure that instinct is really right. And also the other thing is that when you look back at your track record on all the good decisions you make, don't forget all the bad ones, because gut and instinct people have a tendency to be very optimistic in their review of their past and not always remembering the times they didn't get it right. So anyway, great seeing everybody, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks.